Evening, everybody. Welcome to Who's Your Adventure. My name's Jim, and tonight we're going to talk about a crappie bait that gets very little attention, and yet is a very effective bait, especially in the summertime when the crappie are all scattered and stuff. Now, obviously, I put my twist on this bait, so we're going to talk about the underspin. Okay, now I created this one because it's a little bit bigger. This is actually on I believe this is 1/16 ounce, but it makes it easier for you guys to see it. Now these baits are great because you can cover a lot of water with them. So when those crappie are scattered out and about, you know, you can long line with these. You can cast them and retrieve, and you can jig with these. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. Now, as you can see, I have a soft body on here with some legs on it, and these become very effective. Okay, now this is 1/32 ounce, same jig, smaller version. Now, obviously, when the crappie are scattered and stuff, they get a little bit more finicky. So these smaller baits tend to work a little bit better. But either one, you know, properly used, is going to catch some crappie. Now, I create all different kinds, you know, for that different look. And tonight, I kind of want to show you exactly what I create. So I buy these, and they come with this little lead hook on it that your bait sets in. I remove this, okay? And then what I do is I take that off and I'll wrap some dental floss on here, because what I'm going to do is I want to secure this body solid on there, because these things take a good whacking down there. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is I don't want to have to adjust it, none of that. You know, I don't want it to come apart down there. So with that being said, I'm going to show you a little trick on how you can make the same jigs just like this. Okay, now again, I'm not a professional, okay, and I don't claim to be, but if these little tips and tricks helps you guys catch a handful more crappie, then kudos. And you know, that's what my channel is about, just information. And you know, obviously right now, it's extremely hot out there in all parts of the country right now. So if you're out there, please be careful. But if you're going to be out there, this might be a great effective way to either long line or do some casting. You can cover a tremendous amount of water with it, like I said. And you might be able to put extra fish in the live well that otherwise you wouldn't be catching. So with that being said, so I do not make these. They come from my buddy Eric. I'm pretty sure he's the one that I bought these off of. Okay, and they're just what I call worm slug bodies. Okay, and obviously you can see the dimple here. That's where it finished filling when it was in. Now he uses a great mixture, because this is it's a lot harder than your typical, you know, swim bait. Okay, which is what you want. The body just gives it that look that you're going for. Okay, now you're going to have to do some trimming. Okay, there's no ifs and buts about it. As you can see, this body is way too long. Okay, probably by at least 2 rings. Okay, now you don't want to cut off the back here. you want to take it off of the front. You want this front, so we're going to take 2 rings off here, and we're going to be able to slide it up even further, and then we're going to add our tail back here. Now this little tit that's left over, we're going to go ahead and trim that off. We don't need it, okay? You want to give those these legs a pretty solid back on them, okay? Once I've done that, then basically what I'm going to do, and you want to try to keep it square as best you possibly can, okay? So I pinch a little, move it around, pinch a little, so that I'm staying true to that ring, and pinch a little. Now, don't throw these away because you can melt those down and make some more, okay? All it takes is mold and stuff. So once I've done this, now what I want to do is I want to fit this by taking it right down through the center of that body and bringing it up. And that's a pretty good form right there. Now, as you can see, I'm not back far enough. I want to go a little bit further back. So we might have to trim it a little bit more. Getting this all squared away first is key to this. So see how it's scrunched up? We need to take just a little bit more off of it. The form fit to this just helps it swim so much better in the water. And again, you want to make sure you're as square as you possibly can on it. And there you go. That's pretty square. Okay, so the next step to putting your legs in this is choosing the right color leg. So we've got an orange head, and again, we're just going to use skirting for this. Regular skirting, okay? And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel one off, and then we're going to double it up, okay? Now the hardest part to this is the next step for old Jim, because my fat fingers and my not so good eyesight is going to come into play. So you can go to Hobby Lobby and you can buy these thread needles, okay? They have an eye in them, okay? And we're just basically going to thread that up through there, okay? But the first thing you got to do is learn how to put your legs in here first. Boy, I couldn't do that again in a million years. Okay, so now I got this threaded on there. What I want to do is I want to bring this back just a little bit. So there is some waste to these. There's no ifs and buts about it, or at least there is for me, okay? And you want to hold that tight with your fingers. Now, the small end, not the head end, you want to start there, okay? And you want to try to put this right dead in the center. So let me hold this over here so I can see dead center. And as you can see, we're coming right through the bait, dead center. Okay, once we get down here, what we're going to do is we're going to shove. We're going to pull this tail clear to the end, right where we put it in the eye. Okay, now we're just going to work that tail right through there. Okay, and then we're just going to pull that tail right on through. Okay, now once you've got this part done here, okay, this is where a little bit of waste comes in. we're going to trim this. All right. Now we have to thread this back on here exactly the way we had it. And slide it up on the body. Okay, so let's put it in the vise here. So this is what we've got so far. Okay, so now what makes our tail? There's our tail. Okay, so you know, roughly there's some small pieces that get lost in it. All right, now what you want to do is you want to use your super glue gel. I use Loctite, but you can use any super, and gel works the best. Okay, you could probably use regular super glue, but it's a little bit more messier. What I want to do is I want to put a couple dabs of this super glue right here on the head, and I want to scoot my body up, and I want to hold it there. The body does two things. Number one, when they grab it, it's soft. So they're going to hold on to it, which allows for a much better hook set. Now these are and I like to keep my legs right in line with the curvature of the hook here. Okay. So now, this one's ready to go, okay? And I can tell you this color works really, really well. You know, if the banks have gotten muddied up from boats and stuff and you're fishing along there, you might want to tie one of these on and do some casting with it, because it really comes through in the muddy color, and does really well. It's got a lot of tail action. It's got the blade action, and you can use, you know, Colorado blades. You know, there's a multitude of different blades. That's just something you're gonna have to play with. You know, whatever the crappie or, and I catch a lot of bluegill on these. Okay, so these are top quality. I mean, when you're trying to cover a lot of water, maybe even to find a school of active crappie, these can be very, very, very good for you to find them. So this is an underspin. This here is a 1/32 ounce. I do use these a lot when I'm long lining. So I'll set my I always long line into the wind, into the breeze, so the breeze is in my face. And I use 14-foot rods with baitcaster reels on my spider rig. And I use about a 1 ounce weight. I set the speed on my Lowrance trolling motor for between 0.3, 0.5, all depending on the breeze. I'm looking at probably moving through the water at maybe like 0.4 miles an hour, and sometimes I'll even double rig these up, putting them roughly 6 to 12 inches apart, and it can be an extremely effective way to cover an immense amount of water and stuff. So you know, again, I like, you know, you can hand tie a jig to this. You can you know, put a swimming jig with it. You know, there's a multitude of things that you can do with it, but I found that this is the most effective. For some reason, I think, at least in my area. So, I mean, you can use a swim bait if you wanted to. You can use the curly tail if you wanted to. Curly tails work really good on these. You know, you can even use some of the crappie magnets on here. They work really well on them. If I was you, I tend to take one of the tails off and leave just one tail. It seems to be a little bit more effective that way. But there's a multitude of things that you can do. I like this way because, one, these are extremely cheap, okay? Two, they're extremely effective. As you can see, it gives a very small profile, and you can, I mean, we can get even smaller, you know, we can get down to about 1/64th, but to be honest with you, I try to stay right around that 1/32 ounce. That keeps it really, especially if you're long lining. And in some cases, you know, if you're going deep, you know, and I'm saying down there 25 feet of water, you may want to bump up to a 1/16 ounce. And I can tell you that I've caught walleye with these. So it's just a really, really effective bait. And as you know, we have a contest going. We've got people responding to it and entering the contest. And if you watch the Bitch and Jig video, in the video it tells you exactly what you have to do to enter the contest. And I'm going to throw a handful of these underspins in that kit too for you to try. We'll give you a couple different varieties to play with, and for you to send some pictures to us and share them with everybody. Guys, it's a free contest. It really truly is. It's totally free. We're giving away some hand-tied jigs. We've got some swim baits and stuff that we mold here. Obviously some underspins are going to go with it. And then we got some surprise stuff that we're putting in the kit, the prize kit, to surprise the winner with. And it's all free of charge to you, okay? You don't even have to subscribe to the channel. Watch the video and do what it tells you to do, and we're going to draw a winner. And basically, you know, everything we do is on the up and up. We're just going to draw a winner. That particular winner is going to be announced on the August 31st video that I'm going to put out. And we'll notify the winner by email. And we'll get their prize out to them, and hopefully that whoever wins will take some pictures and share it with all of us, the prizes that they won and stuff, and hopefully everybody has a good time with the contest. You know, a couple guys that are in the contest, a huge shout out to Scott and to Eric. They come to mind right off top of my head. There's others that have entered and stuff, so take advantage of it. You know, again, we're just trying to share the love. It's kind of the celebration of our 60th video. I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but trust me, 60 videos is a lot of work. So as soon as the weather tames down just a little bit, I mean the heat and we've got some of the lakes real close to me has got some issues with some algae bloom and stuff. You know, obviously we don't want to put the equipment into that kind of atmosphere. You know, so we'll get back out on the lake hopefully, you know, soon in the next month or so, I'm hoping, and do some fishing. We're trying to put together a couple of fishing videos that are a little bit different than it's not on the boat. It's actually bank fishing, but I think it's important to showcase what we do for the bank fishing. Some guys have suggested, do I catfish? Yes, I catfish. I grew up catfishing. It's not I wouldn't say it's my forte. I mean, do I enjoy it? Absolutely. I love any kind of fishing I enjoy. Yeah, we've got some things. We're going to highlight some lakes that I have never fished. So we're going to put it out there. And hopefully, you know, I don't look too stupid on camera. Again, guys, I'm not a professional. You know, I'm just a guy that is passionate about fishing. I'm passionate about the subscribers and the YouTube channel. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy showing what I do. And if it helps you guys catch more fish, I'm thrilled to death with just that part of it. And so that's kind of it in a nutshell. So that's tonight's video. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. If you you can shoot me an email. It's whozer.adv@gmail.com. It's down here. And shoot me an email. I'll try to answer it as best I possibly can. We're going to start kind of showcasing a couple of the bluegill jigs that I really love, that I just started making in the next few videos. I'm trying to make some different content. We did a video on the pond muck. So I'm working on the pond muck right now with the company. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to take a look at it. It's all about, you know, protecting our waterways and stuff. And regardless of whether you own a pond or you just fish a pond, it's good information that could potentially help the pond owner. We've got a little ways to go with it, but hopefully within the next week or so, we'll have an update on it. I am seeing some terrific signs. I will tell you that. It appears that that the oxygen level has definitely increased in the shallow areas of where the pond muck was. Now, does it relate to that? I'm not sure, but definitely seeing a lot more signs of fish up and around the dock area, and starting to see some little gravel. If you know anything about bluegill and crappie and bass, they like the little pebble bottom, so we're seeing some signs there. And we'll bring you back. We'll update that. But take a look at that video. It's in my opinion, it's just good information. You know, might be able to help a neighbor or something out that owns a pond. Anyway, well, that's tonight's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, I thank you and greatly appreciate all of your support. And if you like the video, please do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. And if you're inclined, hit that subscription button and that notification bell so you know when we're uploading videos and stuff. And we greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel out a bunch. We're well over 150 subscribers. We have set a goal for 1,500 our first season. If we don't make it, that's not because we lacked in not trying. I promise you that. We're putting forth our best foot, and hopefully we're putting out good content that y'all enjoy and stuff. So that's it for tonight, guys. I greatly appreciate you stopping in and watching the video, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Good night, everybody, and please remember, always be kind. Good night.